Good afternoon. So, I'm wearing these glasses, right? Because I figure that perhaps this will make my intellectual image seem a little bit more intellectual. And also I'm talking in this accent, which I have no idea what accent really... I'm not really good at accents and stuff, but I'm trying my best. And what we want to address today is basically something that I see on social media and posts and various posts by different people, especially in the political realm. It's common knowledge that basically everything on Facebook is pretty much political, and you have all of these different camps running against each other, and especially here in the United States of America, which is where I reside, and actually I am an American myself, born and raised. However, I hold a slightly different view of the world and countries and different things like that than a lot of people, and definitely a lot of us here in the United States of America. And quite frankly, I have to say that I'm pretty appalled at what I see on Facebook a lot of times, because what I see is a lot of hatred, a lot of division, and just a lot of mean-spirited comments, just mockery and ridicule of one another, and to me it's just absolutely childish. It's quite frankly some of the most childish content that I've actually viewed. I actually wonder sometimes if like it's just a bunch of little kids on Facebook just posting stuff, because that's what it really sounds like. That's what it pretty much sounds like to me when I look at the posts and I read them and different things. And I understand that there's differences in opinions, and there's a love for different candidates. Take this 2016 election that we have going here in the United States, and quite frankly it's highly illogical to post different things that are politically biased, because I want to try to shed some light on the situation, and hopefully help you in your endeavor to perhaps try to convince people of whatever it is you're trying to convince them. Some people believe that, candidate A is the devil, and if they are elected, the world is going to end. And then you have the other camp that says candidate B is the devil, and the world is going to end if they're elected. I can assure you the world is not going to end regardless of who is elected, because if you study United States government, yes, the president is the most powerful figure, and he has a lot of power. However, he is not all-powerful. He can't make whatever rules he wants. He has to go through a system of checks and balances, and if you've studied U.S. government, you will know that you have your executive branch, you have your legislative branch, and you have your judicial branch. And each of these balance each other out. Well, they should be. And, it's amazing to me when I see people say, oh my God, if so-and-so is elected, World War III is going to start, and all of these different things. Well, quite frankly, it's not the case, because the president can't just do whatever the president wants to do. You have to kind of go through these hurdles. I don't know if you've noticed, but over the last year or whatever, or a few years, it was very, very difficult for President Obama to be able to pull off what he was trying to pull off, and he wasn't even able to implement all of the ideas that he wanted to implement. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with all of the ideas. Quite frankly, I just remain not involved in politics because I believe politics is just a game, and it's just it's not as serious as a lot of you will make it out to be and think it is. And a lot of people are fooled, and you think that you're voting for people that actually can do stuff about something, when in reality there's actually higher people that actually decide how things are governed. And a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't really care, and they're not going to even try to research it or even look into it, and that's fine. It's your life, you can do whatever you want. However, I just want to try to help you in your cause. So if you're trying to reach somebody, right, you're trying to reach somebody with your point of view, you're trying to reach somebody, candidate A, we need to support candidate A and stand against candidate B. Okay, well, the thing not to do is to go on Facebook and post all of this hateful content about candidate B. Because what you're doing is you're attacking the party that supports candidate B. And by doing so, you're going to put them on the defensive. They are not going to listen to anything you have to say. So pretty much what you're saying is just kind of going in one ear and out the other. So, logically thinking, you should try to pick a better approach when trying to reach people. If you really want to reach people, you need to get on their level. You need to get on their ground. You need to give them an incentive to want. Why should I listen to you? Why should I listen to what you're saying? Now, I'm giving you an incentive, and the incentive is that I can help you reach whoever it is that you're trying to reach. I can give you the power and the tools that you need to, if you actually apply it, you can actually start to possibly gain some ground in trying to discuss things with people. But if you're constantly just posting stuff about I hate this, and I hate candidate A and candidate B and all of these different things, you're not going to get anywhere. All you're really doing, quite frankly, honestly, is you're drawing support from the people that already think like you do. So you're just basically not accomplishing anything. Like, you're not gathering any new supporters. You're not changing the views of anybody. I would like to put this question out there. How many converts have you made through your social media posts? How many people have actually begun to think the way that you do through your attacking social media posts? It's not going to work. And logically, it makes sense, because if you want to gain somebody's attention, you don't want to be their enemy. You want to come as their friend. You want to come as, I can help you. I have good ideas. I have great things to say. You should listen to what I have to say. And if you do listen to what I say, you'll be rewarded for what I tell you, if you apply it. And, by doing the opposite, you're basically just saying, I hate you, I hate your party, you don't know what you're doing. And I know, not everybody out there, hates each other. There are some people that do, and I think that's rather disturbing and rather just, quite frankly, it's just childish. But the fact is that you need to get on their level. You need to give them a reason to want to listen to you. And if you can't give them this reason, if you can't give them a reason why they should give you their attention and consideration of what you're saying, they're not going to listen. So, in short, if you really want to reach people, just drop the hatred. Drop the attacking And, some of it is very subtle, and some people don't recognize it, but, the other people that are more intelligent, they do recognize it. I consider myself a very intelligent person, and basically, I can see right through a post. When somebody's posting something, I can tell pretty quickly what their intentions are through that post. It's really not that hard to decipher, and it's astonishing to me, the thought processes of different people when they're trying to reach somebody for their cause. If you want to reach somebody for their cause, you have to give them a reason to want to join your cause. And if you don't, then you're just attacking them, and you're making it worse, and you're pushing the divide greater and greater and greater. And now I'm going to illustrate this through a great point, and that is I've been working very hard over this past year in trying to help expose the cult that I came out of, namely Calvary Temple. And I'll provide a link if you would like to see that, the videos that I've done so far. Now, one thing, when we started doing the whole exposing of this cult, I knew that the stance that I would take in speaking out against the cult would drive my family that's in the cult further away from me. They wouldn't listen to anything I have to say. They wouldn't want to give me the time of day, and they would see me as basically evil and, all that kind of stuff. But in short, I drove a wedge even further away from them to where they wouldn't want to be around me. And I knew that going in. But I had a purpose, because what I did with my videos and different things was to raise public awareness of the cult, and the goal and the mission was not to try to reach anybody inside of the cult. The goal was to try to raise community awareness, and to be able to do that, you have to attack the cult. If you don't attack the cult, then nobody's going to know that the cult is bad. However, it provides the downside that the members inside are not going to listen to you. So I took that image upon myself to put myself in a place where I will become a hated person by the cult even further, but I'm doing so to gain the community's support against this cult. And the main reason was so that we could cut off the cult from the community, because the more people that go into the cult, and the more people are going to be abused by the cult. And that is very tragic, and that is something, when you're strategizing and you're making different plans to do different things, I've learned a lot. I don't know everything, obviously, and there's still a lot I have to learn, but I am pretty intelligent and getting more intelligent in how to strategize properly and different things. And yes, there are things that need refining, and I will learn them as I go along. However, what I've learned is that sometimes you have to give up some ground, and you have to lose some battles in order to win the war. And that's fine. And, timing is everything, and not everything happens the way that you think it's going to happen, or in the timing that you think it's going to happen. And if you strategize everything correctly at the right time and at the right place, you'll end up seeing a lot of good results from it. And so far, I've seen a lot of good results from what I've done. And I'm trying to show this to you to kind of give a little background that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not stupid. I'm not uneducated. I'm not... you might see some of my videos in the gaming and different things like that, and I act, all very somewhat immature and whatever. That is essentially just a image. That is an entertaining image that I have picked up, because as an entertainer, I need to entertain people, so I try to find ways to entertain people, and some of it is silly and childish and immature and stuff like that, but we're talking about a game, so... we're not talking about real life. We're talking about gaming and different things. So it's appropriate in that manner. However, on social media, we should leave the childish games for our children and let them play the childish games, not post childish stuff on Facebook, quite honestly, because one, it doesn't make you look very good to other people, and it degrades your image in front of others, and reputation is a key factor in how you would drive yourself towards success and different things like that, if that's what you're after. If not, that's totally fine. If you just want to hold to a certain value and a certain way of thinking and you'll never change, that's totally alright, but I think it's unwise, to do such, and I can say so from, being an extreme religious person and having very extreme views of the world and absolutism and just it's all black and white and there is no grey. And the fact is there's a lot of grey in life. Not everything is black and white. There are different issues. A lot of political issues are very grey as well, and stuff like that. So people just need to think more about what are you really accomplishing through your communications. Are you really trying to reach people, or are you just trying to piss people off? Because if you're trying to reach people, you should try to bring a different approach. It's just not helpful to attack people. And you might have seen it with me when I was going through my religious detoxation phase and different things and getting out of religion, that I was heavily attacking religion, quite honestly, very, very hard. I posted some very mean, harsh things towards a religion and stuff. Now, the reason, honestly, for that is because of a lot of the trauma that I was experiencing at the time. There was a lot going on. There's a lot that you don't know about that was going on. And I will say this, it's very traumatic to lose and change your worldview. To lose your faith in something and to change your worldview completely is absolutely traumatic, and I don't wish it on anybody to happen as it did to me. I appreciate the fact that people have their faith. I appreciate that people believe in various deities, whether it be God or Zeus or Thor or Muhammad or Jesus or the spaghetti monster or whoever it is. Whoever you believe in, you should be able to believe in whoever you want to believe in. It's your right, because it's your life to believe in whoever you want to believe in. And I have evolved to the state now to where I've grown up and matured a little more to realize that I don't need to attack people's religions, but rather how can we unify one another and tolerate each other, because there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get along. Now, I believe religious extremism is very dangerous, and that is quite obviously seen in a lot of different things that happen in the world today, and we don't even need to go into it because we all know, like what religious extremism looks like, and we know the face of religious extremism. And the fact is that you can't just knock off a religion just because of extremists. You can't say that such and such religion is dangerous because there are extremists in the religion. There are extremists in every religion, and you have to watch out for the extremists. So I think religious extremism is dangerous, absolutely, but religion itself is not dangerous. And to bash one another's religion and to try to do different things is not very wise, because you're not trying to get on their side. You're not trying to help people see your point of view. You're just pushing them away. You're pushing them away in hatred, and they're not going to want to listen to anything that you have to say. So what you need to do is really just learn to love each other. and be peaceful. Is that not what a lot of these religions talk about? Is the golden rule and loving one another and different strategies, like that principles that should be applied in all of our lives? I try to strive to apply various religious principles in my own life. However, at the moment right now, I am what you would consider an agnostic atheist, and the reason why is because I do not hold a belief necessarily in any deities. However, there is absolutely no way to prove that no deities exist. So, to me, the only logical types of theism are agnostic theism and agnostic atheism. But to be a pure theist or a pure atheist, it's just not logical, because you do not have proof to prove or disprove that there are any deities. So what I'm saying is that I believe there is this middle ground where we can all come together and we can all put aside all of our differences and let people believe whatever they want to believe. You want to believe in a fairy, you want to believe in the spaghetti monster or Jesus and Muhammad and whoever, Zeus, go for it. Believe in it. Just don't harm other people in the name of your religion. Because if you harm people in the name of your religion, then your religion then does in essence become harmful. But I don't believe that every religion teaches to harm one another fully. I mean, there are different stories and stuff in various religions where people are harming each other, and that's where you have to say that you can't look at something and say, oh, this is infallible. Not everything is infallible. It's not all perfect. There are some bad things out there that you shouldn't apply in religious texts, and if you follow them, I'm sorry, but you're really causing an environment of hatred and cruelty and abuse, and whether it be emotionally, psychologically, physically, sexually, it doesn't matter. But there is a lot of good in various religious texts, and I believe those principles should be adhered to. I believe that we as human nature, we should be able to look one another in the eye with love and compassion, understanding and sympathy, and be able to help our fellow man, because we're all in this together. And honestly, the problem that I see in the world today is that everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people are just absolutely devoted to their country, to their ideology, or to their belief, and it causes all of this division. Now, I'm not saying, don't be unpatriotic for your country or hate your country or anything like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we should realize that, the whole thing about racism and everything and stuff, quite frankly, the only race that I see is the human race. We're all in this together. We are not, divided. We should not be divided. Why should we be divided? Why should we be in this system or some type of caste system where, this level of people is high above this level of people and all these different things? No, we're all of equal value, and we all deserve the respect and the compassion and the sympathy that the person next to us does. And quite frankly, I believe we can achieve this, but we're going to have to put away these childish and absolutely reprehensibly immature behavior that we see in the world today. And honestly, it starts with each one of us. It starts with us, putting out an example for others to see and say, you know what, I want to be like that. Or that makes a lot of sense, or yes, let's apply that. I like that. And we're not all going to get it right at first and stuff, and I'm sure it's going to take many, 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 many years for us to evolve to the state where we can actually come together as a human race and actually join together and put away our differences, put away the hatred, put away racism, and all of these different things, and really truly love one another. but I believe it is the thing that we need to do, because we only get so much time in this life. There's not much time that we get in this life, and why waste it? Why waste it on hatred? Why waste it on just bashing one another in different ways and in different things? And I know there are things that people say that upset us, and honestly, it starts a chain reaction and all these different things. But you might hear like, well, okay, well, I'll change if they'll change, or I'll stop being childish if they stop being childish, or I won't attack them if they don't attack me. No, why don't you be the bigger man? You set the example. You lead. You provide an example for others to follow. Don't wait for them to do it. You do it. You step out and you be the better man. And not to hold it over anybody, but do it because you realize that if you're the better man in that situation, you can help diffuse the situation and neutralize hatred and discrimination and various forms of unkind acts, whether they be verbal or physical or anything like that. And quite frankly, we need a type of understanding to where we can all come together and just try to understand one another. And we need to learn to control our emotions. We need to learn to essentially look at one another with the view that this is my brother, this is my sister. As a human, as a fellow human being, we have the same blood running through our veins. And it does not matter what color our hair is, or our eyes, or our skin, or if we're short or tall, or whatever, it doesn't matter. We are all in this together, in this life together, and we can make this a better place. We can make this a better life if we start to work together, if we start putting aside our differences and different things like that. And I know there's a lot of different things that play into the whole concept of unification and different things like that. And being a Christian and different things for 27 years of my life, I understand the concerns with Christianity and unification and different things, because it is the idea that the Antichrist will be brought in through unification and world peace. And that's why a lot of times you'll see Christians get they're against world peace, they're against unification, and I understand rightfully so why. But I would like to present another concept, another idea to a lot of Christians out there who hold this view, such as I did even just a couple years ago, and that is the idea of, if you truly believe that the return of Jesus Christ is imminent, and it is all dependent on unification and world peace and all of those different things, and you keep saying, "Come quickly, Lord Jesus," and you keep saying, "I just want to go in the rapture, and I want the Lord to come back and take us home," and you keep saying all these different things, yet you're so against the things that are going to usher in this kingdom of God. It just does not seem logical to me. It seems that you're more afraid of what's to come. You're not really secure in your belief of what's to come. And I'm not trying to say that to attack, but rather to try to open your mind and try to get you to think and speculate and analyze yourself and ask, whether or not you truly, or are you truly looking for this return? Because if you are, you should be elated at the idea of world peace. That is, if Christianity is the right religion, or whatever religion it is, you should be elated at the fact that these things are happening, because it means that your time here is drawing short in the fact that your God is coming and the prophecies will be fulfilled and all those different things. So you should actually be excited about it, not in fear of it. I mean, I studied the Bible, I studied the New Testament and the Apostle Paul, and different things like that, and they would say how they would hasten the return of the Lord Jesus Christ and all of these different things. And if you truly want Jesus Christ to return, why are you so against the things that are going to usher in Jesus Christ and the return of the Lord and the kingdom of God and the tribulation and all these different things? Why are you pushing against it, is my question, I guess. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments. I would love to have a dialogue on this, to where I can try to better understand your thought processes, because I know what it's like to have grown up in that realm, and I understand the logic and the thinking behind it because I used to think like that. However, now I'm on the other side where I'm looking at another perspective, and it's giving me both sides to look at, and I'm looking at it from a very analytical standpoint to where I can judge, okay, my thinking before was not entirely correct. Now, I don't have all the answers, and I don't claim to have all the answers. However, I do know that some of the stuff that I was doing before was quite foolish. And I'm not saying that believing in God or any type of deity or Jesus or whatever is foolish, because the fact is I don't have the answers. I don't know. But what I do know is that according to a lot of the religious texts and stuff, a lot of the stuff that you hear about world peace and unification and stuff like that, that should make you excited, not fearful. If you're truly confident in God, if you're truly confident in the different ramifications of the principles that your religion teaches, you should hold to that, and with excitement and joy, not fear and trying to push it all away. But again, like I said, please do comment, please do talk to me about your thoughts on the subject matter, because that's how we can get a better understanding of each other. I've now opened my mind to you and what runs through my mind and how I think. Now I would like, if you will, to open up your mind and let me know how you think, and in response to what I've said, and perhaps we can come to a better understanding, and perhaps we can find answers that we didn't have before. And that's what I try to strive for, is to let's lay all of these facts on the table. Let's get everything out there. Let's discuss it all, and let's discuss it together. Let's come together and try to resolve things in a peaceful way, in a peaceful manner. There's no reason to be hateful. There's no reason to be discriminatory against each other, regardless of what we believe in, or what we wear, or what we drive, or how much money we make, or what we do for a living. Like, it doesn't, none of that matters, because we all are human beings with the same blood. The same lifeline that runs through our veins runs in the person next to us. And I hope that you can keep that in mind, and understand that we are all in this together. And it's my hope that we'll be able to come together even more and try to tackle the problems that we face in the world today. And perhaps it's far off, I don't know. But I believe it is absolutely possible if we do work together. So with that, I am going to end this video, and thank you for your time, and thank you for enduring this awful accent of mine. I just thought I'd try to lighten the mood a little bit and make myself sound a little more intellectual than I do, because usually I just sound like this and stuff. But yeah. But anyways, if you liked the video and you thought it was a great video, be sure to like and subscribe and different things like that, and share with your friends, share with your family, whoever you might think might be interested in it, and different things. You never know. But I hope you all have a great day, and take care, and we'll see you next time.